Hello everyone, my name is Igor. In today's video, I will be talking about the new release that we're planning for Smart ICS version 3.0. This will be a part of a series of videos about the new features for our solution. Today we will focus on the new Smart ICS interface, which has been changed and improved. In other videos, we will focus on custom widget creation, user management, and other functional upgrades. Brief reminder about Smart ICS solution. We developed a modern, no-code, web-based platform that can be used for different purposes in different capacities, also having a unique licensing approach. As you know, we offer by default unlimited tags and unlimited users and workstations, and there is no need for a separate development environment license. As you know, Smart ICS is suitable for different purposes in different areas and industries, as well as different use cases. It could be used as a traditional SCADA platform, a web portal, an IoT solution, or infrastructure monitoring solution for smart buildings and smart cities. Also crucial to note is that Smart ICS can be used for different architectures with server on premises, or remotely located servers or cloud-based solution. Trivial fact is that the system stays very easy to learn, it's very flexible to use, and it is value maximizing in commercial sense. Now let's get back to the main point, our new release. I will log in now and try to demonstrate you what has been improved and changed with the new release, right? The first page that you see is the main page that is usually for our demo backup, right? Let's immediately go to the customized dashboards and try to create an absolutely new dashboard, right? So the first thing that you notice is that the options and the features bar is on the right hand side. This has been added recently, right? So immediately what I want to do, I would like to change the name of our dashboard that we will work today on, right? So let's call it 3.0 release, right? So this pan on the right side is the edit and save option that gives me the option and the opportunity to start working. So what you want to do, you want to start with adding some cards, right? So we have three different cards. The first one is the grid layout. The second is a free layout. And of course, we have the map, right? All of them could be used simultaneously. You can work with them all at once. And once you save it, all it would be on your screen. Today, let's focus on grid and free layouts. So let's try to delete one of them, the maps, for example. The difference that you see from grid and free layout is that the grid obviously has a grid background that helps you position and locate different widgets. We will delete for now the free layout, and we will be coming back to it a little bit later, right? So as you could see, using simple options, you could increase the size of your layout, and you could start working with it, right? So how do you start? You basically can add widgets again from the right hand side, or you could come to your screen, to your interface, and start adding widgets, right? One interesting feature that we have added is the widget preview. So now before you actually select a widget, you have a preview, so you see exactly what you are adding, which obviously increases your speed, so you don't need to go back, delete, and recreate something, right? So let's start, for example, with the bars, right? What we can do, we can immediately increase it, so you would see it better. On the right hand side, what you see here, you see the properties, right, feature, and you see all different features and options that could be changed and modified, right? So what I want to do first, I want to change the name, right? So I want to work today with some pressure signals. So I will call my my bar, I will call the widget as a pressure one, right? Now, once I work with the parameters, once I try to link a parameter, I have a list of all the signals that have been linked to Smart ICS solution. Obviously, now we're using a demo, right? So what I did, I prepared a couple demo links and signals, right? So let's start with the inlet pressure, right, that we'll be adding. What we have here also, we have the option to easily change the color, right? Make something more adjustable, which is easier to customize. Now, what we can do, we can add an additional signal, right? And of course, we can add the color, something that would be suitable to your customer needs, right? Now, let's try to add a different signal, right? And as you could see, if you start typing, you see every signal that would fit approximate description, right? So let's add the output. Now, if we scroll back, if we scroll down, you could see different other options, right? We, of course, can label the Y and X axis, right? So either it's a measurement or time or any other attributes, right? What you could also do, you could increase the values on this Y and X axis, which is also an interesting feature that your customer would definitely appreciate. Of course, you can show and you can hide the legend itself, right? You could, of course, try to place it in differently, right, from this menu, or of course you can do the drag and drop and easily locate it in the place you need. Also about the size, you can shrink it, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can make it larger or smaller, right? So once we save it, right, as simple as that, you have the first part of your possible interface with a dashboard on it, right? Let's go back to the edit mode, right? And let's see what other options we have as new features for our new release. One interesting thing that I noticed that we added is the visibility part, right? So imagine you have to hide a certain widget, right? So you don't have to delete it, but we simply make it invisible, right? So you don't see it on your screen, but later on, if you need to work with it, you don't have to recreate it from scratch, right? So this visibility option is very interesting and cool things to have, right? Another interesting feature that we added in regards to the visibility feature is the opacity, right? So what it does, it gives the option to phase out the image, right, in order to make it less transparent, right? So the customer would have a better feel for what you have on your screen, right? So we can leave it approximately at this stage as a as an example, right? So once you save it, you see what you have created, and again, it's easy to change and customize it, right? One also interesting feature that we added right now, you can actually copy a given widget that would save and keep all the characteristics as the initial one. So as you could see, two different widgets, and they are identical, right? If we select the second one and instead of bars, we would like to have, for example, a pie chart, right? A pie chart that would have absolutely the same features, absolutely the same signals linked and properties, right? Here, of course, you would have the data that would be shown percentage wise, right? So you don't have the actual values, but you have the percent, right? Of course, you can add the legend that would help better interpret and understand what data you have on your screen. For the pie itself, we have a very interesting feature, which is called the fill setting, right? So by increasing it, you are basically giving your customer an option. Again, it's a very nice feature in order to save it and show different pie charts, right? By the way they want. They want it and in different capacities. We have this option to demonstrate them, right? So as simple as that, with a simple copying feature, you could have the same signals, the same widget. You can have it duplicated, but you just change the type of your widget, right? One interesting feature that we also have is the grouping, right? So we can actually add a group, right? And this group, let's call it pressure, since we will be adding the pressure widgets in there. So by simple drag and drop, you are locating different widgets, you group them into a given group. So what it does, it actually gives you a better feel and a better understanding of your of the list of items that you have. So imagine if you have about 25, 40, 50 different widgets, it would be easier to navigate and easier to find one specific widget, right? Also, what is important to note is that we have added the feature of history, right? So what it does, it saves every little bit of information that has been done, right? So if we scroll down, you could see slowly what we have been doing step by step, which is of course helping for the user. So again, if you by any chance make a mistake, there is no need to panic. You could simply go to the history and take 2, 3, 5, 25 steps back in order to help you navigate into this into your dashboard creation. Okay, now let's try to create a couple other simple widgets, right? So let's try with some common ones. For example, date and time, right? Date and time is very basic, right? But it still gives you the option to customize it, have it a different color, right? Have a different background if you want to make your customer have a better feel for it, right? Also, you have different options for the format, right? You either want to show just time or just the date, for example, right? You want to have the format in a given way. All this is possible, right? So let's try to add, for example, a multi-life trend, right? Which trends are here, right? So we have the preview. Sorry, let's let me show you quickly the two options, right? So what we have here, we have two different widgets. The live trend shows you basically the trend for one specific parameter, one signal, right? One tag. Whereas for the multi-live trend, you would have the option for multiple signals to add them, which would definitely give you the option to make it more interesting, especially when it comes to comparing different similar parameters, right? So what we have here, of course, we have the option to add some caption. Since I will be showing you the voltage parameters, let's save it as voltage, right? So here you have it, right? And then let's automatically start adding some parameters. Again, it's very easy to add, especially if you are using the help buttons, right? So you simply start typing the word voltage, and then you see every parameter that is linked. So ABC, let's try to add one after another, right? The colors are given, right? But of course, you have the option to modify them, right? So as simple as that, you are adding three different signals, and you have them on your screen, right? If you want, again, the colors are easy to customize, right? So whatever color you wish to have, it's all possible here, right? One also interesting feature here, as you see the live graph, let's save it immediately. You would see that the live graph is moving. It's moving again because we set up the so-called data display range. This is the time value, the time range of the display data in your specific graph. Now let's choose a different option, like 30 minutes, and you see how the multi-live trend updates immediately. Now let's go back to 15 minutes and see the difference again. So you could change it up to 12 hours by default, but of course you can customize it for even more. Okay, for our demo, let's keep it at 15 minutes, right? And one interesting thing for this specific widget is the type of series, right? As you could see, these are lines, but we can also make it as a field type of visualization, which actually gives a good understanding and a better understanding where the signals are, what are their parameters showing, right? So this is cool, interesting features. And of course, don't forget that you still have the option to make it less visible if you wish, right? With the visibility option here with the opacity, right? So once you save it, you have your multi-life trend, right? Here on the upper right hand side, you see the option of download. So of course you could download in a CSV format all the data at any given time, right? Now let's make it slightly smaller and move it so we have additional space for additional widgets. Now what we also added is an interesting thing that you could actually add from the common list of widgets. We can add images, for example, right? But let's link a button first, right? So what it does that you create a hyperlink to a given page, right? So either it could be an internal dashboard, event log, trend line, or it could be even an external link, for example, an external CCTV feed, right? So for now, for our experiment, right, let's simply link it to our main page, right, that you have seen in the beginning. We have the option to change the colors, right, of the background. You have the colors of the writing itself, right? So you want to make it, let's say, for example, blue on pink salmon type, right? So, and of course, again, the visibility allows you to make it less, let's say, more attractive for the interface graphic and how it looks for the customer, right? And don't forget, you can simply change the size, move it left and right, as easy as that. A simple drag and drop helps you create this trick, right? So once you save it, right, if we test it, if we click, we should go to the main page. That is our maps with the widgets, right? So this is it. Now let's go back to our release 3.0 dashboard. This is what we have been working up until now. What else we have here? We have this interesting feature that we can actually create and set up this page to be the main one, right? So at some point, of course, if you are working and you have so many different dashboards, right, and you don't have to scroll down, you can set up your main one, which would be available here with the main page button, right? Okay, what else can I show you today? For now, let's say with the grid, let's say that would be enough, right? So let's try to add a free card, right? As I said in the beginning, the difference is that the grid has this nice grid in the background, which helps you position and locate. The free layout has absolutely the same capabilities, so all the same widgets are available, right? Everything that you had until now, everything is possible here as well. The only big, let's say, difference is that you can position one widget on top of another, right? So let me try to, for example, copy this widget, right? And as you can remember, drag and drop is one big thing in our solution. So what we do, we simply drag and drop the widget to our other layout. Let's keep the legend, so we make it more smaller like this, right? Let's add, for example, yeah, let's add an image, right? The images are important, right? So what we did, we give you the opportunity to use our internal library, where we already have some images, but at the same time you have the option to upload your own image, right? You just give it a name, you upload it, and you can select either you can share it with other users within the same project or not. Okay, I uploaded prior to this. I uploaded our simple logo, the Smart ICS, right? So I can work with this. Of course, I can stretch it. I can set it fit in the picture, right? And of course, again, as I said, the difference between the free layout and the grid layout is that here you can set up one image on top of another, right? This is something that that might give you the possibility, for example, to add an image, right? Let's add the image where we have a table, right? And on top of this table, we will try to set up, for example, this table, right? So on this table, let's drag Smart ICS in here, right? So this table, oh, the Smart ICS went down, right? So we can delete this one for now, right? Yes. So we have a table, right? And on top of this table, we can set up different widgets, right? Let's copy the main one, the main hyperlink button, right? So we can set it up here and it would be as part of the table, right? You can take the date and time, for example, in a very same way. You adjust it and you put it as part of your table, right? So as simple as that, your image becomes the background, right? So it could be again an image of your customer site, an image of a room, or any image that would help you work further, right? Okay, let me also show you one interesting thing that we managed to add. We actually added the option to add your own custom widgets. This will be part of the next video, right? So today I will just simply show one of the examples, right? For example, the pump that we have, right? The pump is the image. Okay, let's delete this one real quick so we have extra space to work with the pump. So this specific pump is something that we created prior to this, right? So this is a custom widget, and we designed it in a way that you could actually have two different indicators, right? So one of them would be this light, right, that we will try to link it, and the second one is the fan itself, right? So what we did here, we tried to create a widget with double parameters, right? So the very first one, let's choose a discrete parameter. For example, the output number 2, right? Reverse discrete output number 2. Let's copy it, right? And now what we will do, we will add a toggle button, right? Let's locate it right here, and we link it to the very same signal, right? Now, what we go here now, we give different prerequisites in terms of colors, right? So of course, the color red usually means something is off. Let's put for the opposite. Let's put a green, for example, right? So what happens now, right, is that once I use this command button, the red light would become green. Voila, as easy as that, right? Now let's try to work with the fan, which is also part of our widget, right? So if prior to this we use the discrete, now we can use an analog, for example, analog output number 2. So what I will do, I will save it, right? And I will try to link it to a different command button, for example, a command input, right? So what I will do here, I would link it. I would link it to the input, right? So depending, okay, let's make my screen slightly larger. Okay, let's put it here, right? So what we are having here now, we have the option to give an analog output signal, right? That would predetermine the speed of the fan, right? So of course, if it stays at 0, nothing is rotating, right? So what we try to do now, we try to increase it up to 10, for example. So you could see that the fan started moving, right? Now, what we did, we also have given the option for the fan to play around with the speed itself, right? So speed 1 is okay, is by default, but let's say we put speed 7, right? Immediately you see the increase in the fan movement, right? So this is one interesting cool thing to that we added. One other example that I wanted to show you is a simple rectangle, right? Let's choose a rectangle. So what happened prior to this is that these kind of signals were only linked to discrete signals, right? So what we did now, we have created this widget, so you can actually add and link them to an analog signal, right? And you can actually given different conditions, right? So it's not going to be only red or green once it's on or off, but it would actually depend on the type of the signal, right? So here, let's try the condition of bigger than 10, for example, right? So you will have smaller than 10, sorry, you would have the color green. And the second condition that we can try to add is bigger or equal than 10, right? So then the color would be red, right? So what we have here, we have a 10, and if we increase it to 11, then automatically it goes green, right? So this is one interesting feature that we wanted to add. Again, the rectangle has the option to be linked to discrete signals prior to this, and now with the new release, you can add analog and set different conditions, right? Okay, so I think for today this is enough. I hope you learned a lot about our new release, about some interesting features, right? Please stay tuned. You can subscribe and link and like the video and get additional subscription and notifications for the upcoming videos about this release or any other informative videos about Smart ICS platform. Please make sure to write your questions in the comments section, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible with an answer. Okay, so thank you very much, and see you soon.